Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new F1 24 League Racing video. This is a new championship we're participating in. As you can see from the title probably, this is PSGL Eseries, which is a team championship organized by PSGL. And as you can see, there's some esports team, F1 esports teams in there, like Aston Martin, Red Bull, Ferrari, and then there's some community teams like Race Clutch, RAG, Veloci Academy, McLaren Shadow, F1 esports team as well, of course. Williams esports, F1 esports team as well. But a lot of the F1 esports teams do have their academy drivers driving in this, which was the plan for us as well as Red Bull. But yeah, a little bit of a shortage of drivers, so I had to jump in just for this round. I'm gonna be doing round 9 as well around Vegas, but yeah, just two races for me in this championship this season, as yeah, I'm just too busy with WR, PSGL and Ironman League already. Like 4 races is way too much, 3 races is too much already actually. Practice wise, 1 race per week is optimal, so yeah, that's why I'm only gonna be doing 2 races of this in this championship. But yeah, we just needed a driver, so that's why I decided to jump in. And the week after this, the Wednesday after this is run on a Friday, there was PSGL around Spa anyway, so this was a great practice for me to get warmed up for PSGL around Spa. And yeah, that's why I decided to just drive. We only got 1 run in Q1 because it was wet before this, so this is the last lap possible in the session, but it's also my first lap in the session. Some people went out on intermediates, did laps on intermediates. Also some people went out early on slicks, but the track was too slow and it wasn't relevant. It would just be wasting a set of the slick tires, and that's why I decided to yeah, just do 1 run at the very end. Risk it, obviously have to be careful with track limits. But yeah, that's the same for everyone. Leaving some margin everywhere. And yeah, going into the final sector now. Being a clean lap, but very much off the limit, as we don't expect to be struggling to make it into Q2 here. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Fuel operation at 41.090. We're gonna be looking at a 140 at this rate. Not a great last chicane though. Declan Barrett, our teammate for today. As you could see, like a minute ago, we were
not quite there, was it?
3 in the standings, and yeah, 41.014, which put us P2 behind Otis, 110 behind Otis, but our lap wasn't great, and we're looking to yeah, perhaps fight for a pole position here. Will Lewis, Kian Goedendorp, Leo Lund, Rice Linton, and Marcel Biega out in Q1. And yeah, we comfortably went through by like half a second margin, more or less. So yeah, let's see what we can do in Q2. No time for a used tire. Maybe there's time, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna stick to 2 new tire runs, because we've got a saved set of tires for Q3 anyway, so we can do 2 new sets of tire runs in Q3, no matter what. Across the line we go. It's a 140.688. 4 tenths faster than what we did in Q1. And that lap time already should be enough to get into Q3, to be honest. That's a solid lap time. However, we can go out again. Let's see if we can get P1 here. We have gone 300s up through turn 1. And yeah, this is just a little bit of warm up for Q3. No point in saving a set of tires, because we already got 2 new sets for Q3. And we're just gonna try and do a little bit of a glory run here. And see if we can put in a good lap time. Through Le Combs we go. That was a good section, lots of time gained. Unfortunately, I've gone skateboarding on that exit. Got stuck on the curb with the bottom of my car, and that lost us like a tenth. We were 600-700 up at the time of it happening, but we got a great run on the exit. Obviously, because we took a lot of speed. So yeah, we lost around the 10 there, but doesn't matter too much. Let's see if we can improve somewhere else on the rest of the lap. See, constantly having to correct the car. Backend wants to step out every now and then. Now, little bit of the apex miss there, but we carried good speed into Sector 3. Otis improves on his lap. And that is, I think, 1.2 tenths faster than what we have done. Looks like we're not going to beat that today. John Evans 2P1 with a 140.557. Our teammate Declan Barrett has jumped ahead of us. However, there's only like 3 or 4 more people to finish the lap, so we have gone through into Q3 no matter what. We did still improve to a 140.652.
I'm skateboarding.
And yeah, we went skateboarding, which cost us P1 in Q2. Didn't matter too much anyway. But yeah, as you see that Daniel Kerr, Simon Lukomsky, Angelo Dortenzio, and Kai Pearson out in Q2. So yeah, let's see if we can dive into the low 140s in Q3 with the track evolution. That should be probably the aim for today's session. Yeah, we still got 2 new sets of tires. So let's see how this first run is going to go. Into the final chicane we're going to go. Good apex. Lots of minimum speed carried and a good exit as well. And it is a 140.593. And it's a decent banker. But now onto the lap where it all matters. This is where the track is at its fastest. And as you can see, turn 1 looked really solid. It's going to be, I think, a slight improvement depending on the ERS. Usually on the second lap the delta shows red, but it's always like 200 or 300 faster than what the delta actually shows. So if you go green in turn 1, it's a big improvement. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. You know, turn 1 was clean, a little bit of a time loss, probably because of the ERS usage up the hill on Camel Straight. This time we almost went skateboarding again, and that cost us some time backing out of that one. Yeah, on this downhill right, we did gain a lot on the entry. Unfortunately, I just completely missed the exit there on the bottom left, or the downhill left. Man, it cost us like 1.5 tenths, I think so. So, very much not ideal. Big time loss so far in this lap, and this has been a terrible lap so far. Let's see if we can somewhat bring it back at the end of Sector 2 here. It gained like 1 or 200. John Evans has gone faster with a 140.3, and I missed another apex there. And this has been a terrible, terrible lap. Half a tenth down now. And we are going to need a mega final chicane in order to still improve on this. Because remember on the banker lap, that final chicane was great already. And now it's going to have to be even better. But yeah, obviously we can't. And we're going to be stuck in P7 or P8, unfortunately.
No,
Terrible lap. We did get dropped to P8 on the grid. So we've got some work to do for the race. But that is okay. That just makes it more fun. We're going to be starting on the hard. Once again on this track. Lots of different strategies possible. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. We got a medium runner behind us and a soft runner ahead of us. It is going to be 5 red lights. And away we go. You can see rear tires just spinning up on those hard compounds. That's soft on the inside of us. Joost Noordijk got a great start, obviously, on those softs. And now we got 2 medium runners behind us. Let's see if we can somewhat keep them behind. Gabriel Quintino ahead of us now. It sounds very, very Italian. We're not gonna fight him too hard in this opening lap. We're just gonna try and stay behind him. We got Daniel Kerr behind us on the mediums. He's gonna have a lot more grip than us as well, of course. I was thinking he was maybe gonna go for move into Lecomp's. Didn't, and now we go down the inside of Patrick Siepels, who went a little bit skateboarding as well there on the exit of the Lecombe section. Now we're behind Gabriel Contino. We got Patrick on our inside. We leave him the space. He leaves us the space, and we go side by side into Pouhon, but we're gonna be too far ahead for him to kind of make a move there. I did leave him the space, but he didn't use it. Yeah, now we have to be careful of Daniel Kerr on the mediums. I thought he was going to get past Patrick there. To be honest, he didn't. And now let's see if we can just stay in P8 for a few laps behind Gabriel. He's probably going to gain more track position in this first stint. We got our teammate Declan Barrett on the hards. He has dropped down to P6, and that's mainly due to the fact there are quite a few soft runners. Joost Noordijk, one of them, got past him. You can see Otis on the softs. He's already like 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the grid.
How long are the mediums quicker for? So I know if it's working.
So yeah, not a bad opening lap. Lost the position, but then gained again. Declan making a little mistake in turn 1. Losing a position to Gabriel, but it doesn't matter too much anyway, because Gabriel is on the mediums. And now
much years are you on?
the start of lap 4.
4-0.
Yeah.
We are still right behind our teammate Declan Barrett into turn 1. And we're going to be looking at passing him here. We got Kai Pearson behind us from Race Clutch.
Yeah, medium tire advantage is gonna calm down this lap.
And
I think I will pass this lap, Declan.
Yeah.
our race pace just felt great so far. We managed to keep all those medium runners behind.
Yeah.
And
Same for you, Declan. Try to stay ahead of the medium runners.
yeah, it was just really comfortable in those first 3 laps of the race. So see if we can start attacking the people on the same strategy as us. We got John Evans on the hards, Philip Preitschneider on the mediums. Now that could either mean he's going to the hards or to the softs later on. If he goes to the softs, he's gonna have to box
John
really
is on
late.
7-0.
If he goes for the hards, then he can already box in like 2-3 laps. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We go on the attack on John Evans from Ferrari.
30, 3-0.
And yeah, unfortunately he covered us off. So decided to turn the battery off.
And then it crashed.
And John went on the attack against Gabriel. So yeah, now they go side by side through Lecombe, Philip and John. However, that gives us a nice little invitation down the inside. And that's 2 positions gained in 1 move. So yeah, great lap for us so far. And now we're behind Gabriel on the mediums and Joost in P3 on the softs. And those guys are going to start dropping off the pace soon. Especially the softs of Joost. He's going to be struggling soon. And Otis in the lead by like 2-3 seconds. So he's quite far down the road. And then we've got Thomas on the hards in P2. So we are on a similar strategy to Thomas. So we need to get close to him. And yeah, we'll kind of work together with him to try and reel back Otis in. So we can fight for the win later on this race. And now we go on the attack on Gabriel Contino because Philip was pushing behind me. And now we go around the outside, down the inside into the chicane. I pushed him a little bit wide there. Gave him enough space on the apex of the very next left-hander though. And up to P4 we go with the purple last sector in this race. Locked the rear tires a little bit there into turn 1. Now we have to use our battery again a little bit to try and get DRS on Camel Straight. I used it all in order to try and get past Gabriel. And yeah, our teammate Declan Barrett up to P7 as well, past John Evans, who obviously went off into the gravel. So
7-0.
now we need to recharge our battery a little bit.
Should have given slip for him.
I think Joost is perhaps slowing down this train a little bit earlier on to try and help his teammate Otis.
3 seconds.
2 seconds. 2-0.
As you can see there, it could also just be the fact that Joost's tires have dropped off a little bit. But yeah, he is losing a lot of time. And we need to get past him ASAP. So we can start hunting down Otis in P1. As you can see, I did recharge my battery in the last lap, but we're not on a full battery. We're gonna have to do a little bit more in this next lap. We get past Joost, and now we're behind Thomas. We're just gonna stay behind Thomas because we need to recharge our battery once again before we can start working together to get back towards Otis. Otis with a fast lap, 3 seconds ahead of us, but he is on the softs, and he's gonna have to go either to the mediums or the hards on the next stint. I think mediums. You can see how much time he's lost on those 1.5 laps. He was on the softs, lost like 2 seconds, maybe more, to Thomas actually.
Insane for would be pinning now, but if you want to risk it, we can do plus movement this lap.
Continue.
Yeah.
Thomas box.
And yeah, you don't need to ask me that. Do you want to take the risk? Obviously, we want to take the risk on the strategy. We always do. Lap 15 now though. 2 laps later than when my teammate Declan and when Thomas boxed. And yeah, now we've got a lot of work to do on those mediums in 7 laps time. We're gonna have to overtake like more than 10 people.
Mindful on pit exit as well, might not.
Okay.
And you can see already Thomas is ahead of Otis. Basically, Thomas is in that P1 already. And that was because there was lots of fighting going on. People trying to help their teammate, as this is a team championship, of course. And you can see we have come out in P12, which I think is a net P11. So we got 10 overtakes to make to win this race in 7 laps. That means we need to overtake 1.5 person per lap on average.
Right, so you got 4 network hard and John Evans 3 network mediums.
Copy.
However, we do still have quite a bit of a gap ahead of us. I think Patrick Sipos does have wing damage. That's going to be an easy pass for us. Being a little bit careful there with exit speed. And didn't want to run into the back of him, of course, if he had wing damage. And that's already 1 position gained. Daniel Kerr up next on the hard. So, yeah, he's obviously going to be struggling more for grip than us, considering we're on the mediums. And then Gabriel Quintino on the hards as well. For the rest of this race. So once again, we are on fresher tires and also on softer tires. That's gonna make our life fairly easy. A little bit of a moment there. I touched the curb on the inside, and now this is gonna be quite easily a move for net P8. Philip Preschneider in the lead of the race, going for a medium soft strategy. He is gonna be boxing now with 6 laps to go, and now we're behind our teammate Declan Barrett again. So that's going to be basically a free position because we're on newer tires. Considering it's a team championship, he's just going to wave us through at the earliest opportunity, of course. So we can go and fight for the win and also help him, of course, because we've got fresher tires. We can cut through the traffic slightly easier.
Yeah, I'll overtake.
So, yeah, as you can even say there, I'm going to overtake on this next straight. You can see I'm quite far behind, but yeah, just going to be using the battery.
So anyone hit it,
in order
now leading this train, 3 network medium.
In order to get past here, Declan is just going to be recharging his battery while we use it, and then we can close that gap in the middle sector behind John Evans from Ferrari Esports now. As you can see, people got 3 wide into the comps. Joost Noordijk, who was on the softs earlier, dropping back, and now we go down the inside. In the very next right-hander, he does have a 3-second penalty as well, as he runs into the back slightly of Kai Pearson. He's thinking about going around the outside here, but I decided, you know, we've made a lot of moves in the past lap. It's time to, you know, accept that not every move is going to happen straight away. We've got time. We got fresh tires. Let's just play it a little bit patient, because with how the past lap has gone, we're winning this race. So yeah, just gonna go for the move here on the very next straight on Kai Pearson. We've got a way fresher tires, of course. Got a nearly full battery as well. Purple first sector, green second sector. Now we go around the outside into Blanchimont to turn off the overtake button though, because I was gonna run into the back of John Evans otherwise. And Kai Pearson going in the attack as well. Now we are behind P3 though, and there's quite a bit of a gap towards the top 2, which are Otis and Thomas. So we're gonna have to close that down on our own. We didn't set a fast lap there, as we obviously lost quite a bit of time in traffic defending the inside there. So Declan can go around the outside and break a little bit deeper into the corner and get another position, because that's the aim, to basically obviously win this race, but also get Declan as far up the road as possible.
Yes, aim from.
And now with Simon not getting DRS on Camel Straight, this is going to be an easy move. However, John Evans does get DRS. He squeezes a little bit towards the other car, but around the outside we go and up to P3, and now we got a 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Aim from, yes.
Who's got it? Ah, they got a box anyway, doesn't matter.
Now we got a 1.5 second gap to Otis Lawrence. Lost DRS to Thomas, so we're just gonna go for the move on Otis on Camel Straight next lap. We're not in a rush to get it done any earlier, because overall time-wise, we're probably not going to gain much by that. So, yeah, I'm just going to recharge my battery and then make sure we get DRS on the main straight and on Camel Straight. That is the aim here. Currently improving on our lap, on our personal best lap as well. Not going to focus too much
Enough tyre advantage to Otis.
on the fastest lap. Just going to focus on winning this race from here on. As you can see, I've turned my battery off to keep the gap a little bit at a distance. So that we get DRS on Camel Straight. 2.1 seconds behind Thomas now. Let's see if we can get DRS on the very next lap already.
He boxed 1 lap after me onto softs.
42.8 for us there. That's
16,
1.1
right?
seconds faster than we did on the previous lap. Obviously because we didn't get as much traffic. So yeah, huge gain from just not being in traffic on that lap. And now we're going to get DRS and slipstream from Otishead, who's
So
much
Philip will have at least 2 more laps of very good tyre advantage.
of... Yeah, Otis obviously being on much shorter tires. There's not going to be much of a challenge. Green first sector for us. And now, 1.6 seconds behind Thomas. Boxed 2 laps earlier than us, so we got a 2-lap tire advantage. And this is the risk we took, and it has paid off. We got a 2-lap tire advantage, and we have managed to catch back up. Theoretically, obviously, the slower strategy, but it's just for the tire advantage. We managed to perhaps cut through the traffic slightly faster, and yeah, that's paying dividends now. We might not get DRS on this lap yet, but as you can see, 1 lap later we are getting DRS on a start-finish straight, and then we're gonna get DRS on Camel Straight as well. 2 laps to go, so I'm just gonna recharge my battery now for the final lap, because as you can imagine, it's probably not gonna be a straight cut DRS overtake. As you can expect, they're probably gonna be
up to 100%.
Yeah.
DRS chicken games played. We got Philip Reichneder, who boxed 1 lap after me in P3 on a set of the softs, and yeah, he's gonna be brought into this game now as well. And this is actually good for us, weirdly, because obviously the question is, can we win this race? But Declan Barrett now has a chance of winning this race as well. We're the only team on the grid that has 2 cars in contention for the win now, as Thomas has slowed down for the DRS. So this is great for us. And now we're gonna head side by side up to Eau Rouge. I decided to back off and not go side by side through Eau Rouge, but focus on the exit, and nearly spun going up Radion. And now we're gonna head side by side into Le Comp. But once again, I've turned my battery off. And now, me and Declan, P2 and P3. Let's see if we can go for a move somewhere else on the track. Perhaps into the final chicane. That's probably the main overtaking opportunity left right here on this final lap. And yeah, we do have the 2-lap tire advantage, of course, and that's going to be quite huge as well, because we can just...
I think it's going to be 100.
55.
And yeah, the main concern here is not the ERS battery level, it's the DRS deploy allowed for a lap. You can see we've already used half, and we still got a very large straight coming up. But remember, we use less than Thomas, and that's going to be an advantage for us in this final sector, because he's going to be running out of battery allowance for the lap
I can't
earlier
at the moment, otherwise I'll run out of deploy.
And as you can hear me say, I can't use my battery at the moment. I have to wait until the exit of this corner. And now we turn it on and go for the move around the outside into the chicane. We're going to brake as deep as we can around the outside, which is going to turn to the inside for the next left-hander. We leave the space,
nice tire hooking.
A little bit of tire hooking, but we come across the line and take P1, P2
That's
by 8 1,000s.
Oh my god.
What a race.
Easy.
I mean, nothing.
Good shit.
So yeah, that was a great debut in PSGL E-Series for me. Very first race. I'm only going to be doing one more race after this, which is going to be Vegas round number 9. And as you can see, we have gained huge in the championship by finishing 1-2, of course. leading by 31 points now. But me and Freddy are not going to be driving for the next few races, I think so. I think it's going to be Declan Barrett and Liam Parnell for Monza. Then Freddy and I think Declan Barrett for Silverstone again. And then me and Declan for Las Vegas. So yeah, let's see how it's all going to pan out. This was a great race for sure. Great debut in PSGL Eseries. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Ciao.